Okay, so we're going to talk about week 3, I think. Yeah, week 3 of the reverse diet and going up. This is the week where I felt so much better. I would say like this week I started to feel optimistic again. Like I started to lose the depression-y feelings that I was having, especially towards the end of the bottom of my deficit. I was starting to get really depressed again, like similar to like when I was tortured. In that phase, I was getting very depressed. Even like some of my bra era, I was depressed. Like I would be up and down a lot. But that went away now. And now I just felt like a lot of joy, honestly, or like a sense of like optimism and like I can do this and I can do these things and blah blah blah, right? Like that type of feeling, a sense of gumption or motivation and optimism ultimately. And I think that that's something that has been so hard earned at this point. So I was doing some looks like where I was looking at how my body looks, kind of looking in the mirror, even like naked and stuff, like, and I was like, okay, like I need to rebuild some parts of my body, or I need to, like kind of looking at it just realistically, but with a sense of hope. I was like, okay, it's not shabby. I was like, I do need to do some recomp and I need a break really bad from the deficit. And I feel like I can think about it really logically, which is really positive. And I'm looking forward to the break. I think the break is so necessary for my body. I need to just like get my nutrition up a lot. I've been really focused on iron even in this process, and I feel like I'm starting to be able to eat a lot more iron-rich foods due to having that 300 calories. Like it became very easy to just add 2 cans of clams to a day, or it became really easy to have like a very big steak. Like I had a big steak yesterday. On my day that I typically do a roast, I had like, it was over a pound. So that combined with the iron pill, I think that it's starting to have an effect. And even the iron pill, like it did help. Like I wasn't like dying. Like I don't have the horizontal ridges in my nails anymore and stuff like that. And even on my toenails, I had some horizontal ridges, which is crazy. I was like really anemic. Which even with that, it's like I'm starting to get to 3 months of taking the iron pill. So I think that combined with being able to eat more iron-rich foods, it's starting to soften. Like I feel like the anemia is starting to loosen its grip on me. I'm gonna, of course, still make iron a huge focus for the next 3 months. So I'm gonna just try to eat as much like red meat as I possibly can. I want to eat as much like clams and things and make sure I have like a very high iron food throughout every single day combined with the pill, especially because I have more calories to work with. So it's still important to consider nutrition. Like this week I did struggle a little bit with like wanting to just totally go crazy or wanting to like really indulge. It is the holidays, so I did choose kind of a weird time to do this. If I wouldn't necessarily suggest it, like I think my friend Eric did at a much better time. Like he reverse dieted like in September, so by the time we got here he was done, which I think that would be more ideal just from a psychological perspective, which again, not everybody is like an indulgent person, or not everybody cares about that, but I do. I personally care, and I know a lot of you guys do care as well. And I did struggle a little bit with feeling like I was missing out. So I had to kind of calm myself down a bit, just get some candy canes, like, and I'm really learning that concept of like indulging but not overindulging. So having some of something rather than none, or, or too much. And I think I'm hitting that balance where it's like I'm trying to have, like I had the cider, like that's a very autumny type of food. I like November because it's kind of like a mix of autumn and Christmas. Like you can kind of just do whatever. So I'll probably start having a little bit of eggnog pretty soon, especially with this 2300. I think it's easier for me to have that. I'm so relieved as well. Like I think the diet culture vampirism is probably going to start to fade out a bit now, because for me personally, when I got under 2300, that's when it got irritating. When I got under 2100, that's when it became like I was pissed. That's when I was mad about it. So I'm not pissed anymore about it. I think it's starting to calm down, and I think especially being at that 23, for me personally, that's going to be more comfortable, and then it will just get easier. Like yesterday was the first time in months, if not years, that I had enough calories where I was like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. Like, oh my gosh, that was a weird feeling. So I just had the cider and stuff, and that was enough to make the difference. But it's like, I literally haven't had that feeling in like so long. So I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And I think it's hard sometimes, just from a dieting perspective, to like start to loosen up and not go like whole hog, or not go like full on, just doing whatever you want. Like, and so to me, this has been still such an exercise of discipline. And it was this week. I was a little hungry some of the days, and I was a little tough, I'm not gonna lie. But also, like, I just had so much more energy and a lot of exuberance, and it makes me feel like I want to do a lot of stuff next year. Like, I want to like start plotting and start adventuring more, and like I want to do things a lot, especially like in my new body, and especially in my new mind too, my new mindset, my new identity. Like everything is kind of new, but it's still not finished, I guess you could say, at this time. So I still have to I still have to work at this right now. This is still tough. I'm really doing this basically until the end of the year. I hit maintenance on Christmas. That's a week before the year ends. So it's like, I have a minute to be doing this process. But I think at the end of the day, it's probably the perfect time for me. I don't think I'm going to have any weight gain this year. Like, certainly not fat, but maybe some bloating and stuff towards the solstice. But I don't even think it'll be as bad. And getting the iron up is such a thing. I feel like it makes me feel like there's so many possibilities. Like, I just have a feeling of possibility. And, yeah, and then just thinking about vanity in other areas and in other ways, thinking about the recomp aspect of vanity, thinking about like getting, cutting my hair. Like, I really want to, but I just haven't been able to get the scheduling to where I can do it. And I'm starting to look alive. Like, having blood in my face is like really nice. And I'm starting to look better, in my opinion, to where I'm like, oh, I'm coming back to life. Like, this is actually really nice. And then I like being more so in reality. And I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of you guys don't know me being happy. Like, when I started my activism, I was freshly dumped, and then I was tortured, and then I was like on the struggle bus basically after that. Like, I had a little bit of a happiness moment when in my bra era, but it wasn't that happy. And then this year has been really hard from like a dieting perspective, and just a lot of work from a dieting perspective. So it's kind of like it just weighed heavily on me. But I feel like now, and it's not as hard, and it's getting easier, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, I earned this. Like, I earned the right to get here. Like, this is getting easier now. It's like, I don't have to like struggle so hard anymore. And so when that struggle is lifting, and I have such discipline and such, stamina, then you have an easier time with more stamina. So then it's like, I feel really optimistic and happy and cheerful and healthier and all these things. And I feel like I can finally like really hit the anemia hard now. I feel like I'm hitting a stride where I can really do it now. Whereas I was still trying to survive prior to this week. Now it's like I'm able to make it happen, finally. And it's been happening all along. I think people forget, like, iron deficient anemia, it's slow. It's a slow process to get out of it because it takes your body a long time to make blood. I don't think people realize that. Like, when you donate blood, it takes like a whole month or sometimes even 8 weeks to recover what you donated. It's not like plasma, where plasma can come back in like 2 to 3 days. Blood takes like, I think it is like 8 weeks, I think. It's a long time. So it's like, if you are anemic, you have to consider, like, it's a long-term commitment to get out of it. And I think a lot of people don't. And I've taken it seriously, but it's like, it's just getting easier to take seriously. It's getting easier to do. And being able to have those iron-rich foods, it's like, oh my gosh, that makes it so much fucking easier. Like, it's just easier. And I've been able to divorce from diet culture a bit. I still have, I'm like at a 50-50, but to me, like 50% diet culture isn't that bad. It's not that bad if I'm having like beef tallow chips, which is not diet culture at all. And then I'm having 2 cans of clams and a can of chicken. Like, to me, it's like, that's the diet culture aspect, where it's like, then I'll do that. That's okay. Like, I can handle it. There's some actual food. There's some actual like energy production with some starch and some saturated fat and like this stuff, which I wasn't having at all when I was very aggressive in my cut. I wasn't really having any starch. I wasn't really having any saturated fat. So to be able to like balance that out a bit, it really helps from an energetic perspective too. Like, there were these beef tallow chips on sale at Publix this week, and I was able to have them like pretty much every day, or like maybe like 3 or 4 days out of the week. And it just helps. It helps with energy production and hormones and all that stuff. Like, I had a low dough day on Tuesday when I did my Britishy Georgie video this week, but it wasn't that low. It wasn't so low that I couldn't focus or I couldn't do it. It was just a little low. It was almost like I was a little drunk or something. It wasn't that bad. So I think that, as predicted, as I'm able to have more iron and I'm more able to have more nutrition, period, or even just more stimulation or more of that saturated fat, cholesterol, etc., like when I'm having steak and stuff like that, I think it's easier to produce these hormones that I need, that I was very low in. And it's just a relief, you know? I think people forget, like, a lot of times when people are in diet culture, they don't remember that, like, you actually have to eat building blocks. Like, we do not produce energy from nothing. We have to eat. And so, to me, like, being able to just be less restricted, and again, like, people might be like, oh my gosh, like 2,300, that's so many calories. It's like, yeah, but I'm also tall and I'm active and I'm a man. So that's a lot of layers there, where it's like, it requires a lot of nutrition. Like, I think a lot of men, they just don't ever think about nutrition, period. They don't give a fuck about it. They just eat like tuna salad, or they'll have like salmon on a bunch of leafy greens, and then that's like, okay, that's enough iron for me, or that's enough cholesterol for me. And it's like, it's not. Or if you're drinking all the time and stuff like that can make you anemic. A lot of guys don't care about their health, so I have to talk about that too, just because with more calories comes more responsibility. I'll put it to you that way. Because if you're a bigger ship, it takes more to keep the ship running optimally. And I think a lot of men never consider that, because it's like, I'm just a tough man. It doesn't matter what I do. I can just do whatever. And it's like, no, that's not true at all. So, and then don't even get me started with women and iron. I mean, I don't know why there's such a stigma on women eating red meat, or like it's manly or something. That is really stupid, because women need a lot more iron than men do. Drastically more. I also had liver this week too, so I am working in a little bit of organ meats here or there. Like, I'll probably have it on like a lower calorie day, or I can really bump up the nutrition. Like, when I have my roast on Wednesday, again, I could do like a roast and then put some liver in the roast too. Like, I like liver, so it's not hard for me, but I just want to really have like as much nutrition, and then like having those clams as well. Like that's very, very nutrient dense. Clams have selenium, zinc, iron, like copper, all of it. They have so much of everything, and so does liver. It has like a lot of stuff. So I'm just really considering like especially minerals and stuff. And it's good. And then being able to have some indulgence too. Like I showed going and getting some candy canes, like different flavored candy canes. They're like 50 calories, 45 calories. It's easy to work in a couple of those in a day. And it makes you feel like you are indulging, or you are indulging a little bit. And it can make you feel better psychologically. And then I'm just enjoying the overall time. Like I love this time of year. So it's like I'm looking at the leaves, I'm looking at the autumn, I'm looking at how gorgeous it is. It's so gorgeous in the South in autumn. I think the South, like from a naturalistic perspective, the South is so gorgeous 3 seasons out of the year. It's gorgeous in spring, it's gorgeous in summer, and it's gorgeous in autumn. The winter, it's ugly. It's ugly here in the winter. And then it's not really snowy. It's just kind of ugly. So I don't really enjoy the winter here at all, but I do really love the autumn. It is so gorgeous. And so just taking that in, and again, I think my dopamine is getting a little bit better. I still get restless, but it's better. So I can enjoy simpler things because I have more building blocks to actually build dopamine in my body, which nobody ever talks about or considers. It's like, yeah, you know, and maybe as a man, maybe I need more dopamine. I don't know. You know, I don't know how that works, but, or maybe I just am a person that needs more personally, you know, and that's okay. So being able to like really find enjoyment in the little things, it's so beautiful, and it makes life much more able to be lived in like a way where there's optimism. I also have to say too, my serotonin is definitely better. I think it is more balanced at this time. I still have self-control, which is more of a serotonin thing. Like I'm very disciplined, and even if I get a little bit moody here or there, I'm not taking it out on anybody or needing to, like, it's not that hard to not lash out. I don't know. I know that's weird to say, but it's not hard. So to me, that tells me that like the serotonin is also regulating, and I just think that everything is going up in my brain where it's just better. And so again, people sleep on fats, but you need fats for hormones. You do. And when you're really deep in diet culture, you really can't have fat like that. And there's nothing wrong with like taking a breather from it, but it's like we need to consider that too. Like you really cannot like build hormones as efficiently, and in my opinion, which people could get upset about it, but honestly from animal fats especially, you know, because that's more similar to the kind of fat that we have. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I am going to give you that perspective because that is an aspect. And again, I was going pretty low with fat, period, when I was in my cut. So I'm talking about a rebalancing of it. Of course, you can overdo anything. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, all these things are happening. I feel better, and I feel like I'm able to make my basic nutritional needs a lot easier now. And I think it will show. And I'm thinking about vanity from that perspective, vanity from a nutrient perspective, vanity from building beauty from within with correct nutrition and all these different things, and vanity from muscle building, and vanity from all these aspects. Like there are aspects of vanity that are not about losing weight too. And there are other aspects of vanity that help too. Like I cannot wait. I want to see what happens with my hair, for example, as I'm getting out of the deficit, especially next year. I'll be out. I want to see like if it starts to come back, or I just want to see what happens with it. It's kind of exciting. And I need to recover, you know, it's a recovery period. And recovery from a drastic deficit for years, it's an undertaking, and it is something that has to be done with strategy and with deliberate intention. And I think a lot of people get to this point and they're like, okay, I can do whatever I want now. And it's like, no, you really can't. You have to be calculated still. But again, some of the hormonal aspects, it's easier. Like that serotonin, it makes it easier to be calculated about what I'm eating. So yeah, and I don't feel as depressed because I think the dopamine is normalizing. So it's like everything's kind of coming into balance in the brain. So it's just better. I'm doing a lot better. And I don't think you guys are used to me doing well. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes, like on the channel and stuff. But I was really on the struggle bus, even in terms of the channel. Like it was really hard. Like in September, I was like, ooh, you know, this is hard to do. But I just kept at it, and we'll see what happens. You guys are going to get to know a whole new me, the happier version of me. Who is that? Who is this girl? Anyways, you guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye.